Hey everybody, welcome back to Sam's Doing Stuff. What am I doing today? Well, at the end of this video, I'm gonna have a proper garage door on this barn. Garage door? Well, isn't that fancy? Yeah, because when we moved in here, there wasn't even a wall. That's right. When we moved in, there was originally a barn built between the two barns, and they tore it down and they just left the other two barns without any walls. So I have been working very hard to try and improve these and make them just more comfortable and usable. Yeah, it's been a lot of work, and it's just been a little at a time, doing everything I can, when I can. And over the past winter, I built this that is not coming down the way it should. It's a bit of a pain, but it's effective. There we go. So this is just a tarp. Yeah, oh, there's water in it and everything, whatever. It's been working pretty good. It's held up, you know? And I don't know. It was a good idea. It was less than $100. I will leave one of those links right over here so you guys can see, if you want to see what I took to build this tarp door. Like I say, it cuts down the air, you know, that west wind coming in, it works. But we're gonna do better. Ow! Ow! Oh, that hurts. Well, the next part of this operation is I've got to get this area cleaned up and ready for the new garage door. So stuff like this grounding rod are in the way. Now these copper grounding rods are around 8 feet long, and a good 7 feet of that is in the ground. I'm not messing around. What? For my next trick, this concrete is far less than ideal. It's very humped up and not even, not level. So I need to cut out a section of it. So when they put the garage door in, that's right, I am having someone else install the garage door. The decision always comes down to what is the cost of labor. And when you take out the cost of materials, the labor for them to do this is about 500 bucks. I have never installed a garage door before. Now, I'm quite confident I can run screws and bolts and nuts together and put the thing together, but the real determining factor is the spring. It's got a rear tension spring, and I'd rather have a professional do that. So, for 500 bucks, they can do all the work. I'll just get the site ready. All right, let's cut this concrete. I could rent a concrete saw, but instead, I bought one of these blades. This is a diamond tip blade that is supposed to be rated for concrete, and we're gonna find out how it does. Well, I wouldn't label that as exceptionally easy, but I also wouldn't call it too difficult. It was effective, certainly effective. It was worth the money for that blade. The only real issue I'm left with is it didn't cut deep enough. It didn't cut all the way through the concrete, but I might be able to break that out. Let's try the old 20-pound motivator. This concrete, you see by my hand, it's every bit of 6 inches, maybe 7 or 8 inches thick. We're gonna need a bigger boat. Look at how thick that concrete is. Concrete must have been pretty cheap back then when they built this barn. Oh, anyway, I've got one more cut to make along here. There's a couple of things, I think I told you already, that this has to be, you know, the concrete wasn't level, and I want the garage door to come down, of course, and seal level across there, so I'm gonna redo that concrete. But I'm also gonna put a trough drain in right along here, and that'll allow any water coming from the wood yard here to just funnel out that way. One more cut. Whew. Oh. This next part seems like a lot of work, so let's use a machine. Just nice and gentle and control. Well, let's get back a little bit. What do you say? What do you say we don't knock the top of the barn off? It's probably a good idea. There we go. see what it'll do. Oh, yeah. See, that would have been a lot of work. That's a big old piece of concrete right there. Just, yeah. Oh, there. Oh, it's not. Come on. Please no. Oh. Yeah, that's the concrete is cut and hauled away. Let me tell you something. Any of you guys that do concrete work, whoo, I gotta hand it to you. You guys must be built like brick houses, if you know what I mean. That's a lot of hard work. That's done. Now on to framing. Before I get into framing, I just gotta tell you, this stinking little tray that I made out of an IBC tote bladder is it's the bee's knees. It is so handy. I have used this so many times and I got stuck. I was going to pick up the lumber for this and I had this in the truck. I'd forgotten about it. So I'm at Home Depot. I just shoved it to the front. It's very flexible, it's very durable, and it just conforms to the front of the truck. So I just shoved it to the front and then put the lumber on top of it. It was free. It was free. Well, technically free. I don't know. Here's one of the links. You can look at the video where I made this. Let's get to work. Step one, remove the trim. Oh, not the camera. Okay, gotcha. Next thing I'm doing is notching out these 4x4s. These 4x4s are gonna go on each side there where you saw me take the trim off. I need 13 feet exactly. That way they don't have to charge me for cutting the door to size. So putting in some lumber saves me some money. Anyway, we're going to notch out the top of these 4x4s to accept the header. So this is a 2x8, which is 7.5 nominal. So the header, you have to have some space below your joists or your rafters to allow the garage door to go up and down and put the rail and everything in. So I got to drop down 7.5 inches, which will be right here in this 2x8. Notch these 4x4s to accept the 2x8 and then put them up in place. So let's just do it. My 2x8 is 7.25, not 7.5. That's interesting. All right, let's see if we can't get one of these up in place. Get a clamp or two on it. Make sure you put it up the right way. The notch facing in. Oh, look at that. Like it was meant to be. I'm attaching those 4x4s with Simpson Strong-Tie 8-inch timber tough screws or timber screws. Yeah, these things, I used these when I built my deck, and they're good. Man, are they good. Strong. But to put them in, get yourself a good long bit to pre-drill, and then I suggest stealing some Aquaphor from your wife's, anyway, don't tell her. You gotta dip those screws in this, some kind of lubricant, you know, grease will be fine. This stuff's cheap. Anyway, let's get that sucker permanent like. This way. A little luba screw. Make sure you countersink those. When you're working by yourself, that's where one of these comes into play. This is not a sponsored product, I've fallen in love with this laser measurer. It's fantastic. Get you one. 13.6 3/4. Oh, she's not light, I'll tell you that. It's gotta stay there. Oh. All right. Oh, it's gotta fit though. I measured it exactly. It's gotta fit. Come on. Why is it not fitting? Down it goes. It's too long. It's too long. Too long. Oh, do it to me one more time. Oh. Don't fall. I said don't fall. No, really? That was on. Come on. Down it goes again. God bless America! Header's in. I finished it off camera because this is a family show. Okay, the last piece to go in, you can see up in here, the top of the header there, it needs something to support it this way, back and forth. So I'm going to attach a 2x4, just scab a 2x4 the whole length of that. I'll notch it on the end so it looks nice, and that'll allow that 2x8 to have something to attach to so it doesn't flop. Well, at least 2x4s are not as heavy as 2x8s. I got that going for me. I don't know if it's gonna fit. Kind of wish I had some screws. Is that gonna fall on my head as I walk under? I bet it wants to. Where's my driver? Did I leave it down there? If I only had a brain. Right there, okay. There we go. That's it. Well, holy crud buckets, Batman. That's done. It's done. The framing is done. The concrete is done. So, tomorrow, they come and install the garage door. Let's get in and out of the heat, and I'll tell you why I'm having somebody else do it. Oh yeah, this is better. So, if you're a DIYer like me, you gotta be careful. You gotta really be careful you don't bite off more than you can chew. There's one thing, tile. like a tile shower. That's just such an expertise, doing intricate tile work. I can do floor tile, I can do all kinds of, tile work. But when you talk about that decorative tile, also if it has to do with wastewater or, stuff like that, that if it fails, you're into insurance claims. That stuff I don't like to DIY. I like to have somebody that knows what they're doing. This, I've never done a garage door before, and the labor I'm paying for, if I were to just buy the garage door by itself, I'm paying an extra $500 for labor for somebody that knows what they're doing. And plus the spring, putting a rear tension spring on this garage door, I've never done springs for garage doors either. So that's dangerous. Those things can kill you. So I'd much rather just have somebody else do it. And it feels really good knowing that I did all the prep work and all the framing and it's all perfect. And when they come tomorrow, I can just watch them do it. I'll see you in the morning. Oh, would you look at that? It is just a beautiful morning. Just a fantastic day for me to not have to do any work. They're on their way. The garage door company's on their way. I'm gonna make sure they get settled. I'm gonna set up a time lapse of them installing this door. This is not a how-to install garage doors. We're just gonna watch them work really fast and then see the exciting finished product. All right, here it goes. Well, look at that, they're almost done. It's beautiful, isn't it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that is gonna be fantastic. Hey, I got another surprise for you. Look who's here. They've been waiting to see you. Everybody keeps asking how you're doing.
I'm here. I'm doing better. It's gonna take time before I can start loading these baskets with him, but good to be out.
He's ambitious, I'll give him that. He's definitely ambitious.
Yeah, it's a real chore just to sit around and not do anything.
That's the worst. That's got to be the worst part, just sitting around trying to heal.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, he's walking without a cane now. He went from a walker to a cane, and now I was showing him around, all the stuff here. And
I went from a wheelchair to a walker to a cane, and now I can walk around without it. Not very far. I go up and down my 100-foot driveway 5 times, so that's 1,000 feet.
That's impressive. That's impressive. Well, everybody's been, asking about you, so I thought it would be a good idea to give you an update since he was here watching the process. It's nice, isn't it, the garage door?
Yeah, you're going to be thankful for that. Keep that wind out of here.
And it'll be nice to be able to drive in and out without the PIA of that tarp. The tarp was effective, but coming in and out through there was not fun. This is the way to go. All right, We'll let him finish up. Well, there it is. This is about the fanciest thing I've ever had on a barn. Oh, I'm spoiled. I'll tell you what though, I think it was money well spent. And like I said, if you're gonna buy a garage door, the amount that I paid in labor versus the materials, $500, I'd pay that every day for what they went through to build this. There's no way I could do it myself. No way. And the time it would take me to learn how to do it, first of all, yeah, it was worth it. And I am really gonna enjoy this, especially in the winter. Yeah, you do what you do in the summertime to prepare for the winter. You guys know how to do it. Anyway, I'm just happy. Can you tell I'm happy? I'm really happy. Oh, this is gonna be fantastic. Anyway, things are happening. I'll tell you what, you better subscribe. You're gonna fall behind. Stuff's gonna happen. You're gonna be like, what's he doing this week? Oh my goodness, yeah. Hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time when I'm doing more stuff. See you then.